Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another United Dirt Sim Series race brought to you by Pushing the Cushion Productions here on YouTube. Had the 360, the Goyet Trucking 360 sprints in action here at Lernerville Speedway. I am your voice for tonight's events, Dante Brown, and I mean, you guys saw me. I sucked it up in the last race, running in the back of the pack there. But in the booth doing what I am actually good at, and that is giving you all the ins and outs of the racing action on the track. Now we have about just about three and a half minutes left in our practice session here tonight. Then we're going to get into our qualifying and then into our heat racing. Right now you can see the 10C of the LGR team owner, that is Coulter West, currently quickest in our practice session here today. Top three being him, Clint Stone in the number 2 spot, Chris Jones in the number 3 spot. And then Steven Vogelsong in the number 4 spot, and Austin Stern in the number 5 spot, rounding out your top 5 for the practice session here. As we'll get you started shortly. First thing we'd like to do, we'd like to give a shout out to the sponsors that allow us to put on these races and these broadcasts here weekly for you. We'll start with Jessup Logistics, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, Pushing the Cushion Productions, Speed World, Works Graphics, and obviously the title sponsor for this evening's events, Goyet Trucking. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So we are forever grateful for them. Gonna turn up our mic a little bit here, having a little bit of communication issues with the stream. If you can let me know in the comment section if this is loud enough for you. I do like to turn my mic down because I do get a little energetic during racing action. I don't want to be too loud and hurt your guys' ears at home. About a minute and a half left in the practice session. Take a quick bird's eye view of the track here. You can see Lernerville. It's going to be a little bit tricky as if you were joining us for the 305 sprints. A couple of cars going up and over as there is only a wall on the front stretch, so drivers have to pick their lines carefully. And throttle control, a real lifesaver here. If they can manage that throttle and keep themselves just on the rim of the turns, going to do them very good throughout the night. Take a look through the field. Check out some of the drivers we'll be seeing in action here tonight. That's the 56 of Randy Shreves. Pretty familiar face out here on the UDSS circuit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our practice session here tonight. We'll get you into tonight's qualifying action. Looks like we have about 19 cars in attendance here tonight. We see one of our first cars pulling out onto the track here. That's going to be Chris Jones in car number 54. You see that Coltrane's design, or Coltrane Customs logo on the top of the car there. The signature stamp of Coulter West. As we're going to get our first time from Chris Jones, it's a 13.207. We'll see if he's any faster here. Up and over turn 4 into the wall, so that's going to do it for his qualifying action. Second lap now for Austin Stern. Currently in the number 4 spot with a 13.258. A 13.258 for Austin Stern in the 75X. Now out onto the track is the 56 of Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves in car number 56. I am doing well, Patricia. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for asking. First time here for Shreves, a 14.369. See if Shreves gets any faster here in the second try. Down on the bottom side this time. A 13.174, so give fourth quick now to Randy Shreves. Brandon Matson taking away the number 3 spot in the 21 car. Here we are with Clint Stone in car number 88. That's Clint Stone in car number 88 for Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. First lap for Clint's going to be a 13.317. Second lap is a 13.122. So second quick for Clint. Number 1 quick right now is Hayden Harvey. Take a look at Anthony Beerline. I probably wish I didn't look at him there, as he's up and over the side. Currently in the number 11 spot. We'll see if he tries to come back out and finish up that second lap. As just a few cars yet to qualify. Looks like a couple of the LGR racers, Trace Olson and Blaine Brink, a little late to the party. As Clint Stone pulls his car, or tries to do flips on the track. So we'll see. Gonna get Trace Olson in that 76 LGR Racing Coltrane Customs car out onto the track. First time for Trace, a 13.793, and he's up over the edge on his first lap. Not a hot start for Trace, as he was the runner-up in the 305 race just moments ago. We'll see if he tries to get back out on the track and put down another time. And no time yet from the 21 car of Blaine Brink. Must be having some technical issues on his end. So it looks like he'll be a scratch from the racing action here tonight with no qualifying time. And that's going to do it for tonight's qualifying as we begin to grid now. For our first heat race of the night, heat race number 1, starting on the pole in car number 75, that's going to be Austin Stern to his outside. In car number 56, that's Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves in car number 56, starting on the inside of row number 2. In car number 10C, that's Coulter West, and to his outside. In car number 55 for Vanderpool Racing, that's Hayden Harvey. Hayden Harvey in car number 55. Starting on the inside of row number 3, in the car number 16, that's going to be Brad Lamberson to his outside. In car number 13 for KPR Racing, that's Aiden Bierlein. Starting on the inside of row number 4, in car number 29, that is Anthony Goyet of Goyet Trucking. And to his outside, in car number 3, that's Rico Robles. Starting on the inside of the 5th row, that is car 77 of Dustin Sargent, and to his outside, I believe is a healthy scratch from this one, that is the 21 car of Blaine Brink. These guys pull out on the track now, get these pacing laps in. And we will get set to go. For heat race number 1. Let us know in the comment section below who you guys think is going away with heat race win number 1. Lights on the pace truck are out. Pace car gonna pull off here. As Stern fires, and we are green here in heat race number 1. Stern gonna lead us into turns 1 and 2. Hot on his tail, Coulter West. Randy Shreves up to the outside. Hayden Harvey over the outside lip on the backstretch here as we go into turns 3 and 4 here. Stern on the high side, Shreves running that middle side, but hotly contested back there by the 10C. We currently have Brad Lamberson, I believe that is, back in the number 4 spot, that 4th and final transfer spot. Stern, good run so far, going into turns 1 and 2 now. Shreves on the high side, everybody else following suit. Stern trying to hold on here. As we look back at Shreves and West, the battle for the number 3 spot looked like, or number 2 spot, I'm sorry. And that looks like that's Aiden Bierlein up into the number 4 spot. Aiden Bierlein in that 4th and final transfer spot. Bierlein trying to get some space in between him and the 27 of Brad Lamberson back there on the outside, looking in for that 4th and final transfer spot as Stern continues to run away with this one. 6 laps to go in this one as we're through 1 and 2. One more time, Randy Shreves back in the number 2 spot. Now in his rear view, sees West. West down to the bottom side. Can he slide all the way up? No, he doesn't. Little bit of contact now between the 13A and the 10C of Coulter West. Bierlein gonna get the 3rd spot there. West back into the number 4 spot. West down to the bottom side in 3 and 4. Nothing doing that time. He's gonna have to try again and get that thing spun up. But don't look away now, West. You got Brad Lamberson in your rear view. He's down to your inside, contesting for that 4th and final transfer spot. Now the gap grows a little bit more. We'll take a peek back up front. Austin Stern now a little bit more closely contested by the 56 of Shreves this time. Shreves on the high side, was running the mid side a little bit, but now he's got those wheels right up against the lip. Stern comes down a little bit, leaving a little bit of an opening up on the outside for Shreves if he wants to take it. White flag is out. Stern into 3 and 4 one more time here. And Stern flips his car into the woods, gonna take heat race number 1. Randy Shreves in the number 2 spot. Aiden Beerline gets the number 3 spot. Coulter West finishing in the number 4 spot, the 4th and final transfer spot, as we get you set now for heat race number 2. So not a bad way to start this one off tonight. A very good heat race there in heat race number 1. A lot of drivers, a lot of new names up into the front. We'll have to see what Hayden Harvey's going to do later on in the consolation races. Little early race misstep for him. Gets those wheels too high up off the track, and like I said earlier on, with there being no walls, you definitely got to throttle control and keep as close to the lip, but not enough to where those wheels get sucked off the back. Obviously, Harvey falling into that trouble, but we'll get you set now for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 going to line up as such on the pole in car number 27. That's Steven Vogelsang. Vogelsang in car number 27. To his outside in car number 54, that's Chris Jones. Starting on the inside of row number 2, in car number 21, that's Braden Matson. And to his outside in car number 88, that's Clint Stone. Clint Stone in car number 88. Starting on the inside of row number 3, in car number 27, that's the wheelman, Ty Williams. To his outside in car number 6, Joshua Piquel. Piquel in car number 6. Starting on the inside of row number 4, in car number 58, that's Cale Heibolt. Gonna butcher names here tonight, I apologize. And starting to his outside is the man in car number 53, that's Dave Ward Jr. Ward Jr. in car number 53. And rounding out the field, starting on the inside of row number 5, in car number 76, that is LGR's own Trace Olson. Lights on the pace truck are out, meaning he's going to pull off in just a second, and we'll get you going here in heat race number 2. Let us know in the comment section who you think's going to take it as we get set to go green. Vogelsang fires, and we are green here in heat race number 2. Vogelsang going to lead us into the first set of turns, but down to his inside early and hard and spun around is going to be Vogelsang, as we're going to get a yellow here. Braden Matson getting a little anxious there. Gets on the inside of the back left rear. I'm sorry, the left rear of Vogelsang, spinning him in turns 1 and 2. So no chance for Vogelsang to get going. We'll see what happens here. If he'll get his spot back, but most likely not. So that's going to move Chris Jones up into the number 1 spot with that black and purple Coltrane Customs design car, looking pretty sharp out there. So currently your top 4, Chris Jones, Clint Stone, Ty Williams, and Joshua Piquel. Cale Heibolt in the number 5 spot looking in. As we get set to go green again, Jones fires, and we are back to green flag racing. Ty Williams in the number 2 spot. No nose wing for him, as he was a car that came through late on that first caution, so he's going to lose the nose wing. That tends to tighten up the car. For me, it works. Clint Stone, big door-to-door contact with Chris Jones coming through 4. Jones falls back to the number 4 spot, quickly gets back on it. Clint Stone jumps off the track, I guess as to give his spot back. And that's going to give the 4th and final transfer spot to the 76 of Trace Olson. Ty Williams up into the lead, no nose wing. Like I said, in the 305s is kind of my strategy. Take that nose wing off as soon as possible, tighten her up and get her going on the slick track. But Joshua Piquel now closing in. The one thing that you do lose with no nose wing is that downforce on the front side of the car. You lose a tiny bit of speed. Piquel looking to take full advantage of the slight advantage that he has, but Williams running incredibly well for the car that he's given right now. Currently about a half a straightaway lead on Piquel, entering 3 and 4. Chris Jones and Trace Olson pulling up to the backside of Piquel. Trace Olson looking to get closer, maybe a spot further in the feature here tonight. Nothing doing so far. We'll take another look up front as Piquel slowly but surely now reeling in the 27W of Ty Williams here. And this time through 3 and 4, you see Chris Jones in the background way up on the top of the turn in turns 3 and 4. 2 laps remaining, gonna get the white flag this time past the flag stand. White flag is out. Down the backstretch they go into 3 and 4 for the final time. Piquel, nothing doing for Williams. Williams gonna pick up heat race number 2 win. Joshua Piquel in the number 2 spot. Chris Jones 3rd. Trace Olson in that 4th and final transfer spot. And looks like we're not going to have a B main here. Going to jump directly into tonight's warm-up. Every car going to make it into the feature here. And we'll get you your starting lineup here in just a second. And the checkered flag going to come out for tonight's warm-up session. Not one to work the track in too much as we get set now for tonight's A main. And it is going to line up as such. On the pole, Heat Race 1 winner. That is the 75X of Austin Stern. To his outside in car number 27 is Ty Williams. Starting on the inside of row number 2 in car number 56, that's Randy Shreves. To his outside in car number 6, that's Joshua Piquel. Starting on the inside of row number 3 in the 13, that is Aiden Beerline. Starting to his outside in car number 54 is Chris Jones. Starting on the inside of row number 4 in the car 10C, that's going to be Coulter West. To his outside, his teammate in car number 76, Trace Olson. Starting on the inside of the 5th row, That is the number 3 of Rico Robles. To his outside in car number 21 is Braden Matson. Starting in the number 11 spot in car number 27, that's Brad Lamberson. To his outside in car number 027, but I believe on the track it shows up as the 43, that's Steven Vogelsong. Starting on the inside of the 7th row, that is going to be the 77 of Dustin Sargent. To his outside in car number 58 is Cale Heibolt. Starting on the inside of the 8th row, but we should see him move up pretty quickly as he is one of the faster guys here. That is the 55 of Hayden Harvey, and to his outside in car number 53, the man, Dave Ward Jr. Starting on the inside of the 9th row, in the 17th position in car number 29, that's Anthony Goyet. To his outside in car number 88 is Clint Stone. And rounding out the field, who is not here, is Blaine Brink. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. You wanted the best. We could afford Coulter West. Often imitated, never duplicated. It's a pretty good show on dirt. The United Dirt Sim Series Goyet Trucking 360 Sprint Cars. Pace truck is off, and we are set to go green. Stern gonna fire, and we are underway here at Lernerville Speedway. Stern gonna lead us into the first set of turns here on the high side. Ty Williams right behind him. Randy Shreves down to the inside of Pit Kelly. He's gonna take over the number 3 spot in the first set of turns here. Coulter West up, or I'm sorry, Aiden Beerline up and around the outside, looking to make his move on Joshua Pickell here in 1 and 2. Does he have it up around the outside? Good run right there for the 13A as he pulls side to side with the 33 of Pickell down in 3 and 4. Gets around him that time, and now he sets his sights on the 56 of Randy Shreves. Little bit of trouble there for the 13A as he gets into the front stretch wall. The only wall on the track you have to deal with, and he gets into it just a tiny bit. Beerline back up around the top, ripping the high side here. Back tires right on the lip, looking to get around the outside of Shreves. Shreves gonna come up the backstretch here a little bit and block the outside line as we look back up front. Ty Williams, your new race leader, through 3 and 4, makes his move on Stern, and the first yellow flag is gonna come out here tonight. So we'll get these cars stacked back up. Ty Williams, your new race leader there in the 27W, made his move on Stern in turns 3 and 4. So we'll see here your top 4 right now. Ty Williams, Austin Stern, Randy Shreves, and Aiden Beerline. Lights on, the pace truck still out. Should go out this time around. So we get these guys lined up and ready to go. Should be another double file restart. We'll have to see. I'm not sure what the rules entail early on. I believe it should be a double file. We should see these guys stack up here in just a second. As Stern pulls up to the outside of Williams, we're going to get them stacked up and ready to go. And get you back to green. Now Williams gets to choose. Williams fires, and we are back to green. Stern a little late on the start. That's going to open the door down on the inside for the 56 of Randy Streves, looking to make his move. Piquel down on the bottom. We're almost 3 wide for the runner-up spot. Aiden Beerline up on the top side. He's got his wheels right up on the lip, looking to get around the 75, and he does. Second place to Aiden Beerline. Beerline now up into the top 2, looking to reel in Williams here, and he is doing it quick. Up onto the high side, ripping it around the outside. Not that time at the stripe, possibly here in 1 and 2. Got in the wall a little bit again. Williams comes up to block this time. Beerline down to the inside. Slide job through 3 and 4. Beerline going to be your new race leader. Now they touch doors down the front stretch. Ty Williams back in front for the time being. Beerline looking to recapture the lead here. A little bit more contact going into 3 and 4. Some heavier contact here. Both cars lift a little bit. Heavy battle here. Trade and paint everywhere on the track. Williams trying to block. Beerline trying to find his way around. Austin Stern hotly contested by Coulter West. Slide job through 3 and 4 by Coulter West. He's now into your top 3. Down on the bottom side, though, Hayden Harvey. I told you to look out for him. Here he comes, challenging for a top 3 spot. Hayden Harvey now up into the number 4 spot. Stern back to the number 5 spot, and Shreves in the number 6 spot. Back up front, Aiden Beerline, your new race leader. Good run through 1 and 2 that time. He's got about a half a straightaway lead going down the backstretch here. Through 3 and 4, Beerline on rails right now as West trying to get by the 27W of Williams here and make his way up to the front. Good 3-car battle. Back for the number 4 spot, we have Stern, we have Harvey, we have Shreves. 3 wide for the number 4 spot as the yellow flag going to come out and put a halt to the racing action. As we'll try to take a look and see what happened here. Looks like the 33 of Joshua Piquel getting bounced around a little bit. Down on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Little bit of contact with the number 3 of Rico Robles up and over the lip, and he'll get his car figured out and ready to go. Whoops. Sorry about that. Misclick there. 19 laps to go. Aiden Beerline, your race leader. Pace car gonna pull off here. As Beerline gonna fire, and we are back to green. 19 laps to go. Little bit of a misstep there on the start by Ty Williams, who saw his car spin out a little bit, and he gets blasted by the 10C of Coulter West. Looked like they had the same idea. Williams, with the way he was coming out of 3 and 4 on that restart, looked like he didn't have full control of the car. So I'm assuming West, maybe assuming he was going to run the outside line and then the inside would be there. Instead, Williams makes a real sharp turn into 1 and 2, slows the car down more than West was ready for, and that's going to bring out your second caution of this feature race. So it looks like West gonna get the EOL penalty here, and probably also the 27W, as I believe it's every car involved gonna go to the back of the field here. So we'll have to see what happens here. As the pace truck gonna pull off. Beerline fires, and we are back to green. 18 laps to go. Good start by Beerline there. Big jump on the start. Austin Stern now back into your top two, but Hayden Harvey down on the inside of 1 and 2. Gonna pull up in front of both Shreves and Stern in the first corner, and now he sets his sights on Aiden Beerline. Up to the middle side now. Stern still on the high side. Shreves down low. Beerline knows who he has behind him, knows he cannot make a mistake from here on out. 16 laps to go. That's a lot of real estate to cover, and we'll see. Now Harvey switching up to a bit of a cutover line, but the yellow flag going to come out. So now Harvey going to erase the gap between him and Beerline now, and we'll get some good racing up front here, folks. See if we can find what happened there with the UDSS instant replay. Looks like it had something to do with the 27 of Ty Williams as he makes his way back out onto the track. Couldn't find the actual incident. $15 laps to go. Lights on the pace truck are out. Single file restart from here on out. Beerline, Harvey, Stern, your top three. Pace truck's off. Beerline gets set to go, and he fires. Good restart that time by Harvey. Not much of a gap going in now. He's down to the bottom side. Will he pull it all the way up? No, he won't. Sticks to the bottom side back there. Good start by Hayden Harvey here as he's now down to the bottom side in 3 and 4. Trying to close the gap now between him and the 13A of Aiden Beerline. Beerline up on the top side, not giving it up. As we see a couple cars now battling back for the 3rd and 4th spot. That's Shreves and the 75X of Austin Stern. Good battle back there. Now the 76 of Trace Olson gets his name into the mix. He's currently inside the top 5, but we'll take a peek back up front as Beerline continuing to run away with this one. 12 laps remaining. We'll see if Harvey's got anything for him. Doesn't look like the gap's closing any right now as Harvey trying to get it reeled back in. Now he hops back up to the high side. Knows the bottom side's not working in 3 and 4, and he's going to try something different now into the middle side, into 1 and 2 as he tries to make up some ground here. We'll take a look back. Now the 77 of Dustin Sargent. Where did he come from? Now challenging for the number 3 spot with the 27 of Brad Lamberson, but the yellow flag gonna come back out now with, I think it was 10 laps remaining. 22 complete. So the lap was completed before the yellow flag came out. 9 laps to go. Your top 3 getting shaken up now as Aiden Beerline, your race leader. Hayden Harvey's up there from the 15th starting spot. Dustin Sargent out of nowhere. He's currently inside the top 3, battling with Shreves for the 3rd and final podium spot. Brad Lamberson up into the top 4. Top 5, I mean. He's currently running in the number 5 spot. Trace Olson in the number 6 spot. As we'll get him set now to go. Beerline waits a little bit to fire this time. Really good start that time by your top 2. Harvey may have had a better start on this one than he did the last one, but Shreves down to the bottom of 1 and 2. He's door to door with Sargent down the backstretch. Those cars touch. Shreves down to the bottom side of 3 and 4. Sargent's got his back wheels on the top side, ripping the lip through 3 and 4. Now down to the inside in 1 and 2 on the inside of Harvey. They're side by side going down the backstretch. We'll see what Sargent throws going into 3 and 4. Not going to have anything as he puts his car up top. Harvey down to the bottom. Sargent rips the lip. He's around and into the number 2 spot. Lamberson up top as well, following Sargent, both trying to get around Harvey. Harvey with a good run in 1 and 2, gonna hold back up onto the number 2 spot. Harvey down to the bottom side here. 3 and 4 seems to be the place to go to the bottom side. Lamberson and Sargent loving the top side in 1 and 2. Those cars are flying. Take a look up at Harvey as he tries to reel in Beerline. Beerline about a half a turn ahead of him as he's heading into 1 and 2 now. 4 laps to go. Hayden Harvey down on the bottom side. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough car to reel him in. The battle's going to be here now for the 3rd and final podium spot between Sargent and Brad Lamberson, as now they both look to reel in Harvey here, and they've got the line to do it. Sargent, Lamberson up on the high side, down the backstretch. 3 laps to go, going to 2. We'll see if they have it. Caution going to come out here with 3 laps to go. So some good racing cars coming from absolutely nowhere. Sargent, I don't remember where he started, but he has moved to the front. Lamberson also, I believe, started side by side with Sargent. They're now both battling for a podium spot here. Then you look back 1 more position. Shreves, I believe. Yes, Shreves back in the number 6 spot. Racing is getting good here, folks. Shreves in the number 5 spot. Olson back in the number 6 spot. Goyet 7th. Austin Stern 8th. Ty Williams 9th. Chris Jones rounds out your top 10. But we will get you back up front. Here is the battle. Should be the final restart of the race. Beerline gonna have to time this or try and throw off Harvey's timing a little bit. Harvey gotta time this perfectly. As we go around 1 more time. Lights on the pace truck are out. We're gonna get you fired up and ready to go for the exciting conclusion of this feature race. And Beerline fires, and we are back to green here for the conclusion of this race. Good start by Harvey this time. Down to the inside of 1 and 2. Does he have the run? Beerline, huge run on the outside, but the gap is still very small. Harvey down to the inside of 3 and 4. He might have to jump up top if he has any hope of bringing Beerline down here. Final lap, white flag is out. Aiden Beerline down the backstretch into 3 and 4 for the final time. And Aiden Beerline gonna win here at Lernerville. Hayden Harvey in the second spot. Brad Lamberson finishes on the podium. Randy Shreves in the number 4 spot. Trace Olson 5th. Austin Stern getting the number 6 spot. Joshua Piquel 7th. Anthony Goyet finishing 8th. Ty Williams 9th. Chris Jones 10th. And we will give these guys just a second before we get them in here for their interviews. Give us just a second here. We'll get these guys in here for their interviews. As we'll see if we can get a hold of Brad Lamberson here. Hey, Brad, this is Dante in the booth. You got your mic on?
Yep.
Man, I have been waiting for this moment to interview you. So, I don't remember where you started. I believed it was pretty deep in the field. But what was the strategy getting up into the top 3 here tonight? Great run, by the way.
I didn't finish top. You got the wrong guy.
Let's see here. Apparently had the wrong Brad. Our Brad not in the post-race interviews, so we'll go ahead and start with Hayden Harvey. Hayden, this is Dante in the booth. You got your mic on?
Yep.
I'm not looking forward to this one. No, I'm just kidding. So what happened in the heat race? We saw you go up and over the edge there. Was that just a little throttling issue?
Yeah, man, I miscalculated it. I thought there'd be a little bit more dirt up there to grab my tire, and whenever I went up there, it just kept going and pushed me off. It was just driver error, you know, things happen.
Absolutely, and I mean, at the beginning of the heat race, I told everyone, no matter where you were starting, 15th starting position or not, to keep an eye out, and it wouldn't take you long to get up front. It didn't take you long to get up front, and you could walk away with this top 2 finish here. Now, what was the game plan, knowing you're starting that deep in the field and getting yourself up into the runner-up spot?
Well, honestly, I knew I just had to stay out of all the wrecks, and I went with a little different strategy than I usually do. I'm usually known for running the high side and, you know, banging it off the wall, but today I decided I was going to put it on the bottom, see if I could hook it up, and ended up being able to hook it up pretty good, and it just powered its way through the field doing that.
Absolutely, and I mean, was Aiden just that much faster, or was there anything that you could have done differently to maybe pull him in on that final restart?
I mean, he was hooking that top great. I tried going up there and hooking it up, and my car just was not having it. I set up for a little earlier in the race, trying to get me up there quick, and I did not anticipate it slicking off that much, so I just started pedaling it on the bottom, trying to hold on to what I had. Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. We'll give you a chance to give a shout out to any
sponsors, friends, family, anybody watching?
Yeah, again, just like to thank everyone with Vanderpool Racing that constantly helps us, and it's been keep me in this car all season, and for all the help they've done with the setups and making the car look good. I'd like to thank Jack's Wax, Vanderpool Construction, Wright's Motorsports and Photography, Knott's Energy Drinks, Clark Motorsports, 11 Pointer Outdoors, Mike M Designs, Chop House Race Products, and Bailing Race Products. It wouldn't be possible without all them guys.
Absolutely, Hayden. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, and we'll see you out here next week for Lanier.
All right, man. Thanks.
No problem. All right, folks, and we're here with tonight's winner, pilot of the 13A, Aiden Beerline. Aiden, congratulations on the win here tonight. I mean, it was all you for a majority of the night. Never left that top side. Is that what you had the car set up for?
Yeah, it didn't like the bottom at all. Every time I went to the bottom, it would truck the top to the top. So I just hoped the top wasn't going to get too slick, and thankfully it was on the verge to go in there. If there was like 10 more laps, I would have been screwed, but thankfully it's only a 30 lapper.
Absolutely, and I mean, late in the race, were you getting a little nervous as you saw Hayden's name start flying up through the standings?
I saw him coming, and I figured he was running the top because I've raced against him so many times here in the 360s. I'm just used to seeing me and him both in the top. So when I saw him behind me and I figured out he was running the bottom, I was a little shocked. And I think that made me actually more nervous, the fact that he was running the bottom instead of the top.
Absolutely, it looked like he had an idea of what he wanted to do down on the bottom side. Looked like he was getting some really good runs out of that, but just not anywhere near the runs that you were getting on that high side, able to keep your distance from him and hold on to pick up the win here tonight in impressive fashion. So how are you feeling going into next week at Lanier?
Well, Lanier is one of my favorite tracks in the 360, so I'm feeling pretty good. I do a lot of officials there and, top splits, so I kind of have a feeling and I kind of know what the track's going to develop into, so I'm feeling pretty confident going into next week for sure.
Sounds good, Aiden. We'll give you a chance here to give a shout out to any sponsors, friends, family watching.
First off, Jesus Christ for everything he does for me, and second off, my mom and dad for letting me have iRacing and race on it, and KPR for being an amazing team, and Kenneth and all of them, and y'all for just putting on an amazing show.
And Patricia for tuning in every week and rooting for me to win.
All right, Aiden. Well, we will see you next week. Again, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you out here next week at Lanier.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
All right.
Good job, Aiden. Dante, what'd you think, man? That was one hell of a race.
It was some very good racing, some very interesting racing. It was very fun to see Hayden Harvey go over the lip in his heat race and make his way back up to the front in this to pick up the runner-up spot. I don't want to say I saw it coming, but I saw it coming. Hayden, a very good racer in these 360s and in this United Dirt Sim Series. So it was more of a when's it going to happen more than a if it's going to happen. So it was pretty good in that aspect.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we were so glad that you were able to join us, and hopefully you'll keep coming back. And I've already gotten some awesome reports that we're doing good. So trying to bring some new voices and some, new exciting things here for Pushing the Cushion Productions. We're glad to have you as part of the team, Dante.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to call some more of this exciting dirt racing in the weeks to come, and can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
Hell yeah. I'll leave you to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for us here tonight for the United Dirt Sim Series Goyet Trucking 360 Sprints. Your race winner, Aiden Beerline, there on the screen as he picks up a huge win. And we are going to see you guys out here next week starting on, I believe it's Sunday, with the 410 Championship Series and the 410 Elite Series. And then back out here next Monday and then we'll go from there. So I appreciate everyone who has tuned in and stuck with us throughout the night. A few mistakes made on my part, but hey, it's my first time here, and we'll get those ironed out for next week. But again, thank you everyone for stopping in here tonight, and have a great night. We'll see you out here next time.